I feel so itchy. I really want you. I'm bunking in a compartment on a train that's heading back to my hometown for the holidays. It seems that the gorgeous young woman sleeping on the bunk bed below mine is starting to sleepwalk. I've always longed to have a taste of her. Since she's having a wet dream right now, I decide to climb onto her bed. My name was George Foster, and I worked in construction. On the job site, there weren't any women around for months at a time, and that loneliness got to me. I looked forward to the holidays all year, just so I could go home and be with my wife again. When the site finally shut down for the break, I bought a sleeper ticket on a slow train to save a bit of money. Then something caught my eye. Sitting under my bunk was a stunning college student with an incredible figure. The construction site let us off early, and it just happened to line up with the university break. What a stroke of luck. From where I lay, I had a clear view of her chest. Her mounds looked incredible, way bigger than my wife's. She couldn't have been more than 20 years old. I lay there and glanced down at her now, and then, my hand slipped under the covers without me even realizing. Then I saw her, pulling a small purple toy out of her bag, and rushing off to the bathroom in a fluster. I was shocked. Were young women these days that eager? Couldn't she even hold it together on the train? While she was gone, I snuck down and rummaged through her bag. Sure enough, besides a few little toys, there was also a change of underwear and a pair of stockings. My desire surged, and I was so worked up that I couldn't stand it. I nearly lost control right there on her stockings. But just then, the college student came back from the bathroom. I quickly shoved the stockings back into her bag, terrified that someone would see. She walked over with her face flushed bright red, and our eyes met. I scratched my head awkwardly, and said, "You're back." I was heading to the bathroom myself. She nodded, and then her eyes drifted toward the stockings in her bag. My heart lurched. Crap, had she seen me? I needed to get out of there fast. I kept my head down and went to the bathroom. As I looked down, I noticed a huge wet puddle covering the floor. It was all hers, and there was so much of it. She was clearly desperate too. If I could just have my way with her. A dark thought crept into my mind. When I pulled up my pants and came back from the bathroom, she was already lying in bed, scrolling through her phone. I glanced at her bag on purpose. The stockings were gone. Just then, the college student rolled over and faced the wall to play with her phone. The blanket didn't cover her lower body. Half of her big, round backside was sticking out. She wasn't wearing any pants. Instead, she just had a little white thong with those sheer, skin-colored stockings over her long legs. The sight nearly made my nose bleed. I was clinging to the edge of the top bunk with my head stretched out, trying to get a good look at what was happening below. A conductor making his rounds caught me like that and shouted, "What do you think you're doing? No spying on other passengers." After being scolded like that, I quickly pulled my head back in. The commotion also caught the attention of the college student in the lower bunk, and she finally pulled the blanket up over her backside. The conductor walked over and asked, "Miss, you're traveling alone, so please be careful. If anything seems wrong, you can come to us, anytime." As the conductor spoke, he kept glancing in my direction. I lay in my bed, frustrated and restless, but the college student didn't seem bothered at all. She smiled and said, "It's fine. The guy in the upper bunk has been nice to me. He won't do anything." The conductor didn't have much to say after that, so he left. The student's words sent a thrill through my whole body. She didn't mind that I had been staring at her at all. Could it be that she was interested in me? She had clearly seen me touch her stockings, and then she put them on right afterward. The more I thought about it, the more unbelievable it seemed. It was like she was deliberately trying to tempt me. I leaned my head down and tested the waters by saying, "Thanks for getting me out of trouble back there." She smiled at me and then stretched her legs out from under the blanket again. She was still wearing the stockings. She said, "Don't worry about it. Look all you want. It's not like I'm going to lose anything." She really didn't care. She was showing off her smooth legs right in front of me and letting me stare all I wanted. I smiled back and said, "You're really something. Those are the prettiest legs I've ever seen." And just like that, we started chatting back and forth. It turned out that her name was Lauren.